Hello YouTube friends, this is Lee the Cold War Prepper. I want to give you 15 real quick tips on things I want you to do as soon as possible. This is kind of urgent in my opinion. We're seeing all kinds of indicators that Господин Putin is considering using nuclear warfare. If anything, in my opinion, this is purely my opinion, tomorrow, Thursday, March 24th, is a target-rich environment day. And that is all of the leaders of the NATO countries are going to be in Brussels, Belgium at the same time. It's only about a 6 to 8 minute flight time for an intermediate range ballistic missile from Russia to Brussels, Belgium. So they wouldn't have much time to get under that much protection. But you know, if you wanted to take out the majority or all of the NATO leadership at one time, tomorrow, Thursday, the 24th, is the day to do it. So what are the 15 things I want you to do? Number one, make a doctor's appointment, get a physical, get a checkup, and this is in case it doesn't happen tomorrow. Make sure your prescriptions are up to date. If you can, get a 3-month prescription with 1 refill so you have 6 months worth. That way you can start off with 3 months in your pocket, and if nothing happens, you got another 3 months to go. As a matter of fact, I get a discount with my plan, my pharmaceutical plan, if I do 3 months at a time. Number two, get an appointment with your dentist and get your teeth checked. Have anything fixed that you need there. You don't want to have to. You don't want to have an impacted wisdom tooth or anything like that during the middle of an SHTF event. Number three, make an appointment, check on your eyes if necessary. Make sure you have up-to-date prescription lenses, glasses, contacts, whatever the case is. Number four, make sure your shoes and boots are in good condition. If not, get them now. Get replacements now so you can have them broken in by the time SHTF. One of the things you don't want to do is break in a new pair of boots under austere conditions. Number six, print out your records now. Bank accounts, 401ks, medical records, things that are important to you. Telephone numbers. I know my daughter's cell phone number only because it used to be my wife's, and we gave her that cell phone when she was in high school, probably about 2005. But we got Helen a new one. I don't know her phone number to this day. I don't know the house phone number. So if push came to shove, what I'd have to do is I'd have to figure out a way to call them. Number seven, self-defense. You take that hand-wise, take that bang-bang-wise, take it whichever way you want, but find a way to learn how to take care of yourself and defend yourself. Number eight, fishing. Learn how to fish. Fishing is not easy. Fishing is not as simple as putting a hook on a line and throwing it out in the water with a fancy spinning reel and rod. So what I've done, and you'll see it in my next haul video, is I've got a cast net, and that's how most of the fishing was done up until the invention of modern day technologies. So we'll be cast netting, or we'll be building fish traps. Those are going to be the two most efficient and effective ways, because you don't want to sit on the bank of a river for 8 hours a day fishing, doing nothing, when you could be cutting wood or purifying water, whatever you need to do. Number nine, learn how to garden. I had a garden in Arizona for 3 years. The only thing I grew successfully was a mesquite tree and strawberries. Strawberries are a weed, so you don't have to grow those anyway. I think they do themselves. They were teaching me a lesson. The book I really liked there was a book called The Square Foot Gardener, and it was really good for bed gardening, raised bed gardening, especially in Arizona, where you don't have anything but caliche. Then the other thing is, I put a video on under my links in gardening. Epic Gardener grew some wheat, and he had an 8x4 plot of wheat. And after he spent all that time, all that effort, thrashing, collecting, harvesting, he only got enough wheat for half a loaf of bread. So, you know, I mean, that's very intensive, and it's going to be very difficult. So things like that you need to find out now. Number 10, learn how to hunt. Along with that, learn how to field dress your game, learn how to butcher your game, learn how to preserve your game. Number 11, get with your neighbors, form a mutual assistance group, how are you all going to work together, how are you going to take care of each other. Number 12, learn how to bake, and think of how are you going to bake. Right now we're oven dependent, and in an SHTF environment, you're not going to have an oven. Do you have a Dutch oven? Do you have a Coleman oven? How are you going to bake bread or anything like that if you need to? Number 13, come up with a communications plan. How will you interact with each other? How will you notify each other? How will you let each other know that you're okay? Along with that, have a no communications plan. What happens if the internet goes down, if the cell phone towers go down, if the ham repeaters go down? How will you get a hold of each other? How will you notify each other that everybody's okay and what the next step is? Number 14, take a look at your bug out bag. Now, the only time we plan on bugging out here is if there's fallout and we figure that it's so close that we won't be able to survive it. That's about the only thing I can think of, although we do have a really bad, the worst wildfire in Texas history, just a little bit to the north of us. And I don't think it's going to come down this far south, but that would be another one. A wildfire would probably get me to bug out as well. But get your bug out bag, check and make sure your food hasn't gone bad, make sure that it hasn't expired, make sure your water bottle's full. Just do an inventory of your bug out bag, make sure you have what you need. I'm going to recommend that you also go to Ready.gov, and that's the FEMA site. It's going to give you a list of those documents that you should probably take with you in your bug out bag, and that takes us back to item 6, which is printed out. So print out all those important documents, make sure they're in your bug out bag as well. And then number 15, take a look at a map. Number 1, have a map, learn how to use a map, but take a look at a map and determine those most likely nuclear targets that are going to be located west and south of you. And the reason I say that is because the prevailing winds, upper winds aloft, as we call them, in the United States are primarily northeasterly. So that means that most of the radioactive fallout from an explosion is going to fall to the northeast of where the target was. Well, if the radioactive fallout falls to the northeast, then basically what you want to do is look at targets that are south and west of you, because that's the cone that would produce that fallout over you. So those are the 15 things I'd like for you to take into consider getting done as quickly as possible. So with that, this is Lee, the Cold War Prepper, signing off. Take care.